What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are back with some more Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. We are in year number 6. It does say year number 5. Year number 5 just ended, so I call the next offseason year number 6, but in this game it's year number 5. Mike Nolan has retired. Marvin Lewis has retired as well, and of course Jim Mora Jr. has also called it a career. So we got to the playoffs in our last season. First time making it there. Our first few years with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback was a little bit of a struggle. I focused on helping him out as far as his awareness is concerned, and his awareness kept on going up and down. So later on, we moved on to focusing on his accuracy, and we're just going to keep on bumping up that accuracy until we can possibly get to 99 and then move forward from there. So we need an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and a special teams coach as of right now. So we're going to try to hire Norv Turner. 3-year deal for him, just above $1 million. He is going to accept that, so we have a new OC. When it comes to our defensive coordinators, we're going to go with Shelton Quarles, one-time Buccaneers linebacker. Has a pretty decent rating when it comes to knowledge at the defensive spot, and his work ethic and chemistry was also pretty high up there. And then Tom Rathman. You got to have Tom Rathman on your coaching staff. I do it almost every franchise because I love me some Tom Rathman. So these are the guys who are retiring. Terrell Owens, 92 overall, 36 years of age, is calling it a career, and we all know he probably would still be playing if he could. So I think that he could have played till he was about 40, but Madden was like, nah, you're done at 36. Get up out of here. Your days in the NFL are over. Jeff Posey is done. Donald Driver, one-time Packer, is done as well. When it comes to our restricted free agents, we have Styles, who is a linebacker, and we have Greer, who is our starting center at 87 overall, only 25 years of age. So obviously, we want to re-sign him, and we're going to do that. Nobody is going to try to take him away from us. Probably would have took about a second and a fourth, maybe just a third. Not quite sure, but hey, that's the way it works out. So again, we got to get these guys' interest all the way up to sign them, and that's what we're going to do here with our kicker in Scobie, and then Chad Clifton. Going to make sure that he's happy, 34 years of age, but offensive linemen tend to hold their overalls fairly deep into their career. We also got to resign Nick Barnett, 92 overall, age 29, still in the prime of his career. Already won Defensive Player of the Year and Linebacker of the Year as well. Then our punter. I hate spending time looking for kickers and punters, so I'm going to just bring him back as well. Our backup quarterback. And in this franchise, we're probably overpaying for people in terms of Madden is concerned, you know what I mean? And maybe in real life if you go back to when this game came out. But you never really spend all your cap, so I figured let's try to get that cap number as low as possible to give us as much of a challenge. But of course, we haven't really done too much. Been to the playoffs one time, didn't get to the Super Bowl, so of course we have higher expectations than what we are producing right now. But we'll sign our right tackle, backup right tackle, Collins, 25 years of age. He kind of is who he is, but we really don't have D-tackle depth like that, so I figured I would bring him back. Not too many high expectations for him to blossom in something more than what he is. Fox has been our free safety ever since year number 2 because he was one of our first draft picks. He's a solid free safety at 84 overall, in his prime right now, so he's probably never going to be a 90 overall player. Our strong safety, I believe we got in the same draft as him, 82 overall, age 25, actually probably a year or two later. But yeah. So these are the guys that we're going to be letting go. Tim Hasselbeck is gone. Kabaja Bilamila, he is gone as well. He's starting to dip his overalls below 80, so don't want to waste a contract on him. Ambrose, he is going as well. He was one of our first draft picks, and I had high hopes for him, but it really didn't work out. So now we're going to be scouting, and what I do with scouting is pretty simple. Anything that's a team need, I scout that position. Anything that's not a team need that I'm not going to really focus on, I'll just figure that they're probably going to be a good athlete, good player, and we'll look at them in the draft and so on and so forth. So defensive line, left end, right end, same with tackles. Because our tackles are getting a little bit older, I figured why not, focus on that position because we will have to replace him at some point because we're doing this rebuild until Aaron Rodgers retires. So we're only in year 5, according to the game. So we have a long way to go, and we definitely do not want to make this team any worse than what it is, and we don't want to waste the prime years of Aaron Rodgers, who I believe we got all the way up to, I think, right around 88 overall as of right now. So if we can get him to that low 90s mark, that would be a solid look. Gonna go after cornerback, because to me, you can't have enough corners. Like you really can't, especially, guys will go nickel, guys will go dime, 4 receivers try to spread you out. So why not have as many corners as you can? These are the first 3 picks so far. The Jets take a quarterback from Mississippi State. Timmy Richardson out of Kentucky is a halfback, going to be playing for the St. Louis Rams. You also have a defensive end going to the Panthers, a quarterback going to Detroit, a free safety going to the Denver Broncos, strong safety going to the Oakland Raiders. Now, in the next half of this episode, when we have another draft, and I will show you our draft picks in a second, but when we have another draft, I will show you guys these guys overall, at least the top 10. I will show you guys the top 10 draft picks in their overalls moving forward, just to kind of see if anybody hit and whoever missed. Somebody's going to be a bust, somebody's going to be a superstar, so on and so forth. When it comes to pick number 17, you got Jack Minter going to go play for the Steelers. Outside linebacker Richardson to the Colts. From Clemson, this defensive end going to play for the Dolphins. Free safety for the Eagles out of La Tech. And then you got a right guard going to the Houston Texans. And then pick number 23, Grant, middle linebacker from LSU to the Patriots. And then they take this defensive end, the Skins do. And I was kind of looking forward to maybe taking the defensive end, but it really didn't work out right there. So Styles, cornerback, he's one of the guys that we scouted, and he's the second available player on everybody's draft board. So I figured, why not go after him? He's a balanced cornerback, good size at 6 feet, 194 pounds. And we're going to take him with pick number 25. And the crowd seems to like that pick. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I still haven't understood why they cheer or why they don't cheer. I think it has to do with need and whether you selected somebody too early or too late. Timmerman, defensive end, they like that pick as well, and they don't like that pick. That pick they did not like. But again, I'm looking to get people that can, and they don't like that pick either. But Tillman actually turns out to be a beast. I'm going to show you the overalls in a second. So Tillman, that 4th round tight end, was actually pretty good. They love running backs. They don't, and they're going to cheer for him. They just love running backs. We don't need a running back, and that's what I mean. To me, I don't understand why the cheers and why the boos. And I've been playing these games for a while, and I still don't understand the logic behind the cheering and the booing. So maybe y'all know. So Styles, 78 overall for our first pick. Not the greatest, but I think with his speed and his size, he's going to be decent. Timmerman, 76 overall defensive end with 64 speed. Probably not the greatest, but his acceleration off the edge is at 88, so that is pretty impressive. Right tackle, to be a backup right tackle, you get a 3rd round backup right tackle that's 76 overall. And then Tillman, 81 overall. So, forget the crowd, man. Forget the crowd. New York, they boo Porzingis on draft night and then mad when the Knicks trade him. You know what I'm saying? Y'all said that the Giants should draft Sam Darnold over Saquon. Sometimes the crowd don't know what the heck they talking about. Anyways, we got this middle linebacker, 72 overall. So, again, not a bad draft. Was it spectacular? No. Should I do scouting better? Yes, I could probably be a better scout. But again, I'm kind of on a time crunch with these videos, so I ain't got time like that. But, yeah. So, moving forward, we will be signing a right outside linebacker in Tino. Okay, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, but from the St. Louis Rams. Solid guy, 29 years old. We know who he is, but he will be an upgrade for us at right outside linebacker at 82 overall. And then when it comes to the left outside backer spot, want to upgrade that position as well. 31 years of age, kind of a big contract for somebody this late in their career, but he's solid. Marcus Washington, he was with Washington the past couple of seasons, so we are going to sign him, and it's going to cost us a little bit, but it is what it is. We still got $26 million in cap room, and our roster's basically full. We already done the draft, and so on and so forth. All the Madden contracts are backloaded. So at the end of the contract, that's when you're going to really feel the cap number, and that's really going to suck. At least I hope it kind of sucks, because, again, you can kind of sign whoever, whenever. Money is no issue. Money is no problem. All right? So those are the guys that we went after, and those are the guys that we were able to sign. Right outside linebacker, left outside linebacker, and a backup D tackle. Actually, he might be our starting D tackle looking at the numbers. So here goes the rest of free agency. Left guard, right guard, center, this O-line heavy in this draft. Like, I mean, not draft, but as far as free agency goes, the Bengals pick up Steven Jackson, 90 overall. Tailback, probably going to be a beast for them. Rudy Johnson, he's playing for the Niners. Cedric Benson, the late Cedric Benson, going to be playing for the Jaguars. Anthony Henry, he's moving on to Philly. Cornell Williams and J.J. Arrington, both going to be fighting out to be the Dolphins starting running back at 87 overall. Larry Johnson, he's moving on to the Minnesota Vikings. And I guess, yeah, Ronnie Brown is not on the Dolphins, I'm guessing. I'm guessing he's not, because then they're going to have the Auburn running backs back together, and then J.J. Arrington there as well. So I was looking to maybe upgrade our right end position. Right end is a little bit of concern. So Pete Carrier, he's out there at 85 overall, but he's in the last year of his deal, and I'm not trying to Carmelo this thing by giving up pieces that we could probably use for someone that most likely will be a free agent. There's no telling. They could re-sign him before I even got a chance to look at him, but I was just wondering, what would it take to maybe get some of the top guys? You got Marcus Spears, Dwight Freeney, Richard Seymour, you got Smith, you got Schobel, he's out there as well. Claiborne is out there. And again, there's no telling if these guys will get released. These guys are going to get re-signed or not. So I figured, how much would it cost to get one of the top guys? And it would cost a first and a second. And I'm not trying to give up a first and a second at this moment in time. Hopefully you guys can hear me and not just hear Tony Bruno. I figure I'll leave that in there for nostalgia purposes. And then I was looking at Van der Bosch, and team talent is pretty high on his priority list at 33.5%, and we're kind of in the orange. So I was like, okay, he's probably, even though he might be looking to, get another contract, play another year of football, he's probably not going to sign with a team like us. But then this guy, Manning, probably will. Team talent is not high on his priority list, so I figured we'll go after him. No need to get his interest all the way up, because, again, in that moment in time, it's like anybody can sign these guys. So I'm like, we're not battling out. It's not a guarantee that we're going to get somebody special. So I figure we don't need to bump up his interest all the way. So when it comes to training camp, we're still working on Brown. Brown is going to be on pace to be a mid-level 90 overall running back, as long as he doesn't start to regress, which is fairly possible. Now he's going into, I believe he's going to be 26, 27 years of age, and he's right around 90 overall right now. So I figure if we focus on him in the running back drills for the next couple to 3 to 4 years, 2 to 3 to 4 years, that he could be a mid-level, mid-90 level running back, which will put him at one of the best in the NFL. Obviously, LT is still in here, and he's an absolute dog. We all know that. Not saying that this guy's going to be LT, but if he can, blossom into something fairly decent, then that would definitely help out the squad, and he's looking fairly good right now. They list him as a power back, and he's not the slowest guy in the world, definitely not the fastest guy in the world, but he can break some tackles right there. Carries 99, agility is 98, so make that 99 and break tackle at 92. And again, he's a power back. Got Andre Johnson in this drill. He's entering, he's probably going to be towards the tail end of his prime, moving forward pretty quickly. We also have Santana Moss on the roster, in case you forgot. Those are our top two receivers, Santana Moss and Andre Johnson. But I probably should use this time to work on Tillman, the tight end that we just drafted, because as of right now, we have, I believe, 2 tight ends that are 80 overall and are still fairly young. So I probably should have used this time to work on their catching or whatever else I could work on for this drill, because they could be pretty important moving forward. But at the end of the day, I went with Andre Johnson because he's a flat-out beast, and why not try to make him even beastlier? 94 overall catching, 95 jumping, 99 acceleration, make that catching 97. Timmerman, our second-round draft pick here. Not the fastest man in the world, but he does get silver, which helps so we can bump up his attributes by 2 points. He comes in with 71 strength, like I mentioned, 88 acceleration, so we can bump up that acceleration to 90. I mean, he could be a handful coming off of that edge. The overall, though, is kind of low, which is a little bit concerning, but it is what it is. Styles, our first-round pick. I'm hoping that he can come in right away and play significant minutes or play significant role on this team. Maybe even be, maybe not a shutdown corner, but a pretty decent corner that can, maybe walk away with a few picks this season. That would be the goal for him. He comes in with 83 jumping, 87 acceleration. So I figured with those 3 points, let's bump up that acceleration to 90. Not really too worried about his catching. This is our free safety Fox, who I use in the linebacker drill, because I like the attributes that you can get, and I want the coverage drill to really be focused on cornerbacks. But sometimes I will use a free safety or my strong safety in that drill as well. And obviously I will use linebackers in this drill. But my linebackers are set. Like Washington, he is who he is. Tino, he is who he is. And then, of course, Nick Barnett has already won Defensive Player of the Year. No need to really work on his game anymore, because the upgrades that you're going to get from there really aren't going to be that substantial. So Fox gets gold. That's a good look for number 41 in your program, number 1 in your heart. And we're going to upgrade his, with the 3 points, probably upgrade his awareness, and that's exactly what we do. And then Rodgers, the whole reason why we are here, we're still working on him, and he was the most frustrating guy in the world. And some people said that he's kind of hard to be a teammate with, maybe even a coach. Maybe he has a little bit of an attitude issue. I mean, that's what I've heard. That's what I've read. It could be true, could not be true, could be very accurate, could be blown out of proportion. But in this, he's also hard to deal with because I worked on his awareness, but his awareness kept on going up and down for the first 5 years of his career. So his awareness is down at 74. I don't love that, but I figured we had a playoff season last year bumping up his accuracy, so I figured let's do that again. Let's bump up his accuracy. So we get a $2.3 million deal by a local TV programming, whatever you want to call it. And as you can see, our boy Rodgers is not like in the top 10 of quarterbacks, but he's not in the bottom half either. He's right around number 14, which puts him in the top half of the NFL when it comes to quarterbacks. And then our running back is kind of in the top 10, just outside the top 10. He's right there with Chris Brown of the Minnesota Vikings. So we simulate this season, and we make it to the playoffs yet again. We win the division at 10-6, gonna be hosting the 9-7 Philadelphia Eagles. In our conference, in our division, I should say, we had the second highest quarterback rating right behind Dante Culpepper. We are tops in yards, though, with 3,584. And we are going to be making it to our first Pro Bowl, as you see here. No Pro Bowls, no MVPs, no nothing for Aaron Rodgers as of right now. But he will be going to the Pro Bowl after this season is up. So that is a good look if you ask me. Rushing, Kevin Jones killed it. 2,286 yards, set the record for most rushing yards. But I doubt that that's actually the record because nothing popped up. So there's probably somebody like LaDainian Tomlinson rushed for like 2,500 yards, and Jamal Lewis did, and that's the real record. Roy Williams led the division in yardage. Andre Johnson and Santana Moss both had 80-plus catch seasons and both had over 1,000 yards receiving, which is a good look. Urlacher led the division in tackles, followed by Washington and Nick Barnett. Tackles for loss goes to Freeman and Urlacher and Phillips. And then sacks goes to Bowman. Stump. We signed him, and he worked out pretty well with 14 sacks. And then Willie Rotullo, he had 4 interceptions to lead the league, to lead the division. Washington, Styles both had 3. So, solid season all around. But now, can we win a playoff game is the question. We won one last year. Can we win one this year? LT is your MVP. What else is new? He's also your offensive player of the year. So many guys rush for 2,000 yards. It's ridiculous how many people rush for 2,000 yards in this game. And I do have fatigue on. Obviously, injuries are off for this, but fatigue is on, and it's like, geez, they still out there just beasting and feasting. I wonder if they would do the same injuries are on. I'm pretty sure these guys will start to get banged up, especially at LT. He's getting older. I don't want him to get banged up, but that's kind of just, the beast of playing running back. Eventually your body is going to start to wear down and break down. And there you have it. Coach of the Year is Moore, the longtime quarterbacks coach and offensive coordinator for the for the Colts, right? So, anyways, looking at the Eagles' schedule, they lost. Did they lose their first game? I think they lost their first game, but then came back and won a bunch of games. But in Week 15, I want to say Week 16, they lost to us. So we beat them 24-17. In the postseason, what's going to happen? Let's simulate this game and see. And the Eagles leave Green Bay with a 3-point victory. Aaron Rodgers threw 4 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass. That is not what I was hoping for, but it is what it is. Brown, though, he chipped in with 31 carries for 126 yards. Big day for him. And then, look at Marquez for the Eagles. 11 receptions. Santana Moss had 6 for us. Andre just 2. 1 went for a touchdown. But 2 receptions for Andre is probably not a recipe for success. And that's going to be how our season comes to an end. The Broncos are moving on. The Steelers are moving on. And the Saints. So every team that was on the road in the wild card weekend won. Every team that was the home team in the divisional round is moving on to the conference championship game. And then in the AFC championship game, the Ravens beat the Chargers beat the Ravens, and then the Cowboys fall to the Falcons. So yet again, a Michael Vick, LaDainian Tomlinson Super Bowl. And if you remember, Michael Vick could have very well been a Charger. They had the first pick in the draft. They traded it away and ended up getting Drew Brees in the second round and LT in the first round. I believe it was pick number 5. So it worked out. For both teams, it worked out. Maybe more so for the Chargers than the Falcons. But Michael Vick was a beast, was a man amongst boys in his prime. So, yeah. So, we made some money this year. Always a good look. We play in a small market, so to have that much money coming in is always feels well. It's always a good feeling, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Dick LeBeau, he is going to retire. It's time for him to hang it up. Fox is going to retire. His son's high school is going to make him a coach. And he can coach his son and, be in high school. Who doesn't want that? So when it comes to upgrade the stadium, figure we're upgraded. We got a bunch of money. Not going to relocate the Packers. Not going to tear down I'm about to say Vince Lombardi Stadium. We're not going to tear down Lambeau Field. We're not going to do that, but we will upgrade the stadium, keep the fans happy, and of course, they'll really be happy if we keep winning games. We need a new defensive coordinator because Shelton Corals was just so good that somebody took him from us. He's either a head coach or a D tackle or defensive coordinator someplace else. Not a D tackle. That would be dumb. So we will bring in Lovie Smith to be our new defensive coordinator. Bunch of fullbacks are calling their career. Offensive linemen calling their career. Man, that sucks. Larry Allen just signed that contract. He's done. But he played till he was 39 years old. 39 years old. So offensive linemen, I'm telling you, they could play late into their careers and hold on to that overall fairly easily. A bunch of guys look like 38 years of age, and then Sammy Knight is also going to retire. Restricted free agents. Ben Taylor, running back at 81 overall. And then the other guys are below 80. So I'm going to let all you guys walk. Do what it is that you want to do. Now we will sign Greer to a longer-term deal. Still just 2 years. I could have bumped it up. But, hey, it is what it is. I'll just sign him over and over and over and over again. Tasker, going to re-sign him. 34 years of age. But, again, we just saw offensive lineman retire at age 38. So he's still a very feasible tackle. Now Santana Moss, the little boss. 32 years of age, 92 overall. I can't get that green bar any higher. Maybe if I messed with the years, it would have went higher, but I couldn't. So I figured, hey, let's just franchise tag him and see what happens next year. Because, again, I want to stay true to form. Got to get that bar all the way up. But I'm going to just give him the franchise tag. And hopefully he's not too mad. But he wasn't. He said he wants to be a leader. Hope this team get to the Super Bowl. Newberry, we're going to bring back 26 years of age, 81 overall. Again, D tackle is not great on this team. Stump did have a fantastic season, but I do not expect him to replicate that too much more to get 10-plus sacks. I don't think that's going to happen for him. So Rodgers is going to get a 6-year deal because it's all about him. He's 27 years of age. Why not lock him down until he's 33 years of age with a 6-year deal? Here goes some of the free agents because in some of these matters on the PS2, it's kind of backwards. We do the draft before free agency. So it is what it is. Ronnie Brown is now a free agent. So I guess they have Ronnie Brown, Cadillac, and JJ on the Dolphins. Absolutely ridiculous. But hey, it is what it is, Miami. Do your thing. Do your thing. Strobel, who had 4 years left on his deal, is now a free agent at right end. And again, we're kind of looking at right end to maybe dive into. Got a bunch of running backs out there. Bush, who I think just got drafted not that long ago, he's a free agent as well. So, hey, it is what it is. So, again, left end, right end, looking at that position. I feel like I haven't hit on that position just yet for this team, but hopefully we can moving forward. And, yeah, if we can't, then our pass rush is going to suffer because I usually have an issue on the older Maddens getting a pass rush without blitzing, but in this doing sim, you usually can't get a bunch of sacks as we saw with Stump, but at the right end position, left end position, really hasn't happened for us. So again, just looking at guys that the team needs. We could go after receiver because Santana Moss might not be here next year. I hope that he is because I want Aaron Rodgers to have the most weapons. You can see Dawkins. I see you. You see Dawkins. If he's available, will I draft him? It depends if it makes sense. If it makes sense, I would draft him. He's projected to go in the 3rd round. But he had decent height, it looked like, and decent speed. I believe he was like 6'1" with like a 4'4", maybe 4'3". So yeah, that's not bad at all. And you can never have enough defensive linemen, so we're going to look at some more tackles, and we're going to look at the offensive line just a little bit because, again, Tasker might retire, maybe not. I mean, who knows? And tackles and guards, they seem to fall in the draft from time to time, all right? So here are the number one guys, the guys that went before us, before we got a chance to select the Kansas City Chiefs get the first pick in the draft to go with left tackle. Then Brady, a cornerback from the Tampa Bay Bucks, or gets drafted by Tampa Bay. The Raiders go with a quarterback out of Iowa. Sparks, outside linebacker from LSU. So I'm going to do all the draft picks that were ahead of our draft pick because, again, we're going to be picking in the 20s because we made it to the playoffs. So I believe it's going to be 23 because we lost in the wild card round. So 22, 23, I believe is where we're going to be selecting. Miller out of Texas, quarterback for those Seattle Seahawks. Strong safety out of Syracuse going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Cowboys get a right tackle from Oklahoma. They like to draft guys from Oklahoma and Texas and like the SEC because that's what, outside of, Zeke, they usually go over there. I could be wrong, but that's what I remember from time to time. Anyways, let's move on. Right end going from Arizona, the Wildcats to the Panthers, keeping it all cat and feline, I should say. Ward, halfback there, going to the Colts. Outside backer from South Illinois. He's going there. The middle linebacker from North Carolina going to the Vikings. Defensive end from Tennessee going to the Lions. And then Auburn also had a defensive end go to the Browns. And that's the guy that I wanted. I wanted the guy that went to the Browns because, again, I thought that he was going to be beastly. So we're going to look at his overall. They don't like that pick. And I don't blame them because I really didn't like the picks either, but they're indifferent to that one. No cheers, no boos. Dawkins is available. How could I not? 6'1", 4'3", but they don't like that pick either. And again, I'm trying to understand it because I'm going for depth. Like, we really don't have any holes in our starting, lineups. 11 on offense, 11 on defense is fairly good. And they like running backs. Like, I don't understand it. Our running back is a beast, and they like running backs. So when I pick a running back, it's all cheers because I just love running backs. You pick a fullback who's projected to go in the 2nd round, 3rd round, and the 7th round, they're going to boo that pick. They're going to boo that pick. So Pollard, 77 overall at pick number 23. Did I love that pick? No, but 5'9" corner is not going to be the biggest guy, but speed is abundant with 96. Doss, 76 overall defensive end. Again, still not hitting on that position, but 87 for his acceleration, which isn't bad. And I know we just selected Timmerman, but it's like I want to have somebody like in the 80s to come through, and it's just not happening right now. Dawkins is 79 overall, 93 speed, 97 acceleration, 86 agility, 63 awareness, which is a little bit on the lower side out of LSU. LSU, I think, produces some pretty good receivers. I could be wrong, but LSU is known for producing some good receivers, so you know what? I figured, why not? Tight end. Look, 82 overall tight ends yet again. Okay, and I think they cheered this pick. I think they cheered the tight end pick, which again is kind of crazy because I got two. Now I have 3 tight ends that are 80 overall. So again, I can't tell you the logic between booing and cheering. They cheered this pick. Okay, he has 90 speed. He's 75 overall halfback Grim, but it's like, we don't need him, and they cheer that one. So again, I don't know. I can't call it. I couldn't tell you why it is the way that it is. Our 6th round pick, outside linebacker from UCF, 235 pounds, 6'2", and this fullback might not make the team at 66 overall. 5'9" out of Alabama, the Crimson Tide. All right, so now let's check out the top 10 picks. That first round pick by the Chiefs is 84 overall, 90 pass block, 90 run block, and 98 strength. He should be a beast. Cornerback. Their cornerback is 80 overall. Ours is not that far off from that, but 92 overall speed, 5'10" from Troy. Yeah, you know what I mean? Not a bad pick. Strong safety from the Bengals, going from South Carolina State to the Bengals. 82 overall, strong safety, looks to be solid. Their quarterback, the Raiders quarterback from Iowa, 83 overall with 93 throw power, 80 accuracy, 92 speed. So, I mean, geez, pick yourself an athlete. Why don't you, Oakland? Why don't you do that? And that's exactly what they done did. Outside backer from LSU, 83 overall, 84 tackle, 81 speed, 85 agility. He looks like he's going to be an absolute beast as well. Then you got Ken Fisk, coming out of Clemson, 6'1", 217, 78 overall free safety, maybe the worst of the top picks so far. 89 speed, 88 acceleration, 65 tackle, but again, free safety might be able to transition into the NFL fairly easily. Freeman, halfback out of Louisville, going to the New York Giants, 82 overall with 88 speed, 89 break tackle, 86 agility, 92 carry. Catching, don't throw him the ball. 58 overall. Probably don't want to do that. The Jets, they're going to take a cornerback out of Tennessee. He's 76 overall. So our corner was actually better as far as overalls are concerned. This guy has 88 overall speed, 64 catch, 82 acceleration, 82 agility. They might have missed on that one, if you ask me. Quarterback from Texas, okay, Jaquiz Miller, 82 overall, 92 throw power, 86 for his throw accuracy, 74 awareness, which is a notch below Rodgers, I think, or right at Rodgers, who's also 74 overall awareness. So again, like, it is what it is. The struggle is real. And then the defensive end that I wanted right before it came to us, we picked number 23. They picked at number 20, and he's 84 overall. That's what I wanted, Cleveland, and Cleveland might have took a beast at defensive end. But we do get Pete Carrier, the guy from Washington. I was thinking about trading for. He's a free agent. I was not about to Carmelo that thing, and we didn't have to, as he is going to sign on the dotted line. And yes, there he is. 4-year deal, $4.6 million signing bonus, $15.5 million is the total. And again, it's really the signing bonus that matters. All that total stuff is not guaranteed. You get the penalty for guys that have signing bonus money left. And yeah, we also got Stumpback and Johnson. Yeah, we signed Johnson. So there you go. We will be bringing back Ryan Clark, who was our backup strong safety. 1-year deal for him. He's going to come because he's going to sign on that dotted line. So Tillman, a year later, we got him in training camp and we're working on him. But again, we have 3 tight ends that are 80+ overall. I hope that our playbook has a package with 3 tight ends in it, because I think Rodgers could beast and feast with these guys, and his catching is up to 84 overall now. Brown is still doing Brown-type things. Inside the 20, inside the 10, give him 6. He is going to be the bell cow. Hopefully he can get over 2,000 yards. That would be solid and take some pressure off of this passing game, and that would be ideal moving forward. So he got gold as he does. 99 carry, 99 agility. Let's bump that break tackle up to 95 overall. Now he's 93 overall. So mid-level halfback, probably a little bit ahead of the curve. Now we got Doss. He's out there, and he's going to get silver. So him and Timmerman are kind of like the same player, which kind of sucks because Timmerman might, be a little bit better. He has 90 acceleration. This guy has 89 acceleration, but it is what it is because I'm still looking for that impact guy, and until I find him, I'm going to just be drafting that position until I find that guy. Is that the most reasonable thing to do? No, probably not, but I'm trying to build this team into a Super Bowl contender, and I feel like my defensive line has to be right, so I'm going to keep on swinging and hoping to hit a home run. But like Reggie Jackson, when you swing a lot, you're going to miss a lot. And we might be striking out at defensive ends so far. Styles is up to 80 overall. Bump up that catching. He's up to 81 overall now. Fox puts you back in that tackling drill. Why not? Bump up your awareness probably a little bit more. Because, again, the linebacker position is set. Tino, we're probably going to have to try to replace him fairly soon. because he's going into, after this season, he'll have 1 year left on his deal, and he's already not the highest overall guy at just 83 overall. Aaron Rodgers, get your butt back in this drill, and I wonder if I should bump up his awareness at this moment in time. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers, he's kind of frustrating. It worked out last year. The touchdown to interception ratio was fairly good. The QB rating was good, and we got to the postseason. So I figured if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So let's bump up that accuracy even more. Or do we go awareness? It's already 95 overall. That awareness is lagging behind. But I'm like, yo, 98 overall throw accuracy. Rodgers is now 91 overall. So we're going to simulate this season as we do. Will it be another playoff season for the Packers? Will it be 3 straight years in the postseason? No. 6-10 for the Green Bay Packers, which puts us 3rd in the division. It's fairly tight. The Vikings won the division with 9 wins, which sucks for the whole division because we get no respect. Rodgers, though, led the division in QB rating and in yards. He was 3rd in touchdown passes and threw 16 interceptions, which isn't good. Brown just under 2,000 yards, so a big year for him, and 16 touchdowns on the ground, so that is a good look. Chester Taylor for the Bears made it to the Pro Bowl. Roy Williams was 2nd in the division in receptions. Andre Johnson, 77. Santana Moss, 76. So I don't know. I probably should look at the tight end numbers to see what they did this year. But yeah, like I don't know what's going on. It's kind of hot, cold. Do we get a new offensive coordinator? Is Norv Turner the right guy to call the offense? I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, man, we came up short. We're gonna figure things out, work things out in the next off-season period. Carrier had a decent season. When it came to interceptions, we got our man Willie up there. Clark is also there. So both of our strong safeties balled out. Styles, 4 interceptions. That's 1 more than last year, who had 3. And then Michael Vick is your MVP. Also, your offensive player of the year is Michael Vick. Your defensive player of the year is Adam Archuleta. That's a good look for him. Rookie of the year goes to Ron Hester. Ron Hester, like I don't remember hearing his name. So he must be a late round pick, I'm guessing. Ron Hester, we're going to check it out. He was drafted number 27 in the 2nd round. So, yeah, not even in like the top 30 or 40 picks. 40 picks, I guess. Not even top 40 picks. But, yeah, good for him. And then, yeah, Hakeem of the Bucks, 76 overall is your defensive rookie of the year. He was the 2nd pick in round number 3. What a season for him. 121 tackles, and he had 5 fumble recoveries. Tom Brady's the best quarterback. McAllister's the best running back. Branch is the best receiver. No Packers to speak of. Urlacher's your best linebacker. Adam Archuleta's your best DB. Coach of the year goes to Schottenheimer of those New Orleans Saints. So there you go. There you have it. In the wild card round, the Steelers beat the Ravens. The Cowboys in overtime beat the Rams. The Bills beat the Jaguars. And the Vikings, they protect home field by beating the Falcons. The Chargers over the Steelers. The Saints over the Vikings. The Patriots over the Bills. And the Eagles beat the Cowboys. So conference championship game, the Chargers fall to the Patriots in San Diego. And the Eagles, they fall to the Saints in New Orleans. So you got the Patriots and the Saints win one. And the late Marty, I can't get his name wrong. Jeez Louise, the late Marty Schottenheimer, he is going to get that elusive Super Bowl title. Even though I believe we won one with him with the Niners franchise on my 2nd channel. Go check that out. It's great content up over there. So Cribbs is going to retire. You also got Coughlin. He is going to retire as well. And then John Gruden is gone as well. He's also going to go coach high school ball. But that's gonna do it for this episode, you guys. I will be back with another one fairly soon. And we will be starting NFL head coach fairly soon as well. I want to do the PS2 version, but people have been telling me to do the 360 version. I want to give the PS2 version a chance, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. But that's going to do it, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope that the rest of your day is the best of your day. And until we meet again, my friends, peace, love, hot sauce.